Garmin nuvi 2555 LMT. Taking another look at it. Did a video on it before. I said it was weird. No, it's not weird. It's just a little different, and I've come to appreciate it a little bit more now. And there's a reason I'm showing it in the night view, is because that is the best selling point of this unit right here. Out of every Garmin GPS that I have, the 2555, and by extension the 2595, which is a 2555 with voice command and anything else besides that, I don't think so. I think that's the only real difference between the two. Could be a little bit more, but I think that's the main difference. Anyway, the night view on this is that doesn't really show it on camera. You have to kind of see it in person to know what I'm talking about. This screen, this series for night driving is without question the easiest on the eyes. It's the easiest to read. It's got that perfect font anti-aliasing going on. You can really see it with the smaller fonts. I don't know if I already said this, but if the screen's flickering a little bit, that's not what this does. That's the camera doing that. In person, this is zero, absolute zero flicker. Just so you are aware. So yeah, when I was looking at this and it was the night view, I'm like, wow. This is where having a matte screen that's done just right really matters. And the 2555 absolutely nails it when it comes to easy on the eyes when driving at sunset, dusk, or pitch black night. This one, if you do a lot of night driving, it is better than the glossy screen, for sure. It is better also than other matte screens because in addition to having the most awesome color set for night driving, it also has the perfect brightness level. Now, I just mentioned the nuvi 50 LM recently. There is a small issue with that, and I should say it's only to my eyes, although it might be for yours too, who knows, in that the perfect night brightness for most of these, for a glossy or matte actually, is either 10% or 20% brightness when in night view. Well, the problem with the 50 is that 20% is just slightly too bright and 10% is slightly too dim, and I can't adjust it to a 15%. For day driving, perfect. For night driving, I notice it and it bothers me. It's like, ugh, but this one, 20% is exactly correct. It's just slightly dimmer than a nuvi 50, which is not to say this is bad for day driving. It's actually quite good for that. Although you might want to get a one of those visor things, because it's still not as bright as a glossy screen for day driving. But for night driving, yes, I've seen no better. The font crispness, any size font on the screen, absolutely perfect. Brightness, absolutely perfect. You can just, if you're doing some nice cruising at night, you can just sit back and relax with this one. It's great. And the other thing I will mention that I kind of forgot about. Actually, you know what? I didn't forget about it. I found out about it later. That's why I didn't mention it before. Notice at the bottom right here, I have one of the icons set as traffic. And I don't have the traffic adapter hooked up to it, which would be a GTM 35 or GTM 36 or GTM 60. Supports all of those. Is that if you are in an area with traffic coverage, that's important, If you want to look up whether you have traffic coverage for your area or not, go to garmin.com/traffic and you can see for yourself. Anyway, that thing right there is not just to view traffic conditions. It also changes color. Again, if you're in let's say that again. If you are in an area with traffic coverage and the traffic starts getting a little heavy, it will change from green to yellow to red. If it's red, traffic's really heavy. If it's yellow, it's kind of like a warning, and you can hit the little button and it will show you. That's neat. And Garmin's don't have this anymore. And I looked at this on the 2555 and I said, oh, I would love to have that on my 2599 or my 56 LMT, but it's not there. But it is on this one. That is darned convenient because it's just a nice little icon there, and if it changes color, you see it. You say, "Oh, is there what's coming up?" And then you would, hit the button. Now it says right here, I don't have a traffic receiver hooked up, which I don't. I just have direct power hooked up right now. But if I did have a traffic receiver, then, oh yes. Oh, one other thing I should note is I do have the display. Yes, I have it at 20%, but that's not. Where was it? Oh, it's under map. I'm sorry. I do have the newer Garmin theme, which I copied a theme file over from a Drive Smart 50 into this, but the regular Garmin theme looks like this. So if you've never changed the theme on yours, it will actually have a gray background at night instead of black. Now on camera, this looks bright. Believe me, when you see it with your own eyes in person, it's much more agreeable. And you actually might prefer this. And there's a reason they designed it that way. I just use the newer Garmin theme, more or less because I'm used to it. But if you don't have it, don't worry about it. It's not an absolutely necessary thing or anything like that. But for, yeah. So, in summation, in closing, however you want to call it, I have a little more respect for the 2555 now because of the night view, incredible, and that. If you don't have a GTM 36, 35, or GTM 60, get one for this thing. Well, if you're in an area with traffic coverage, that is cool.